The largest platform in the gaming industry is not PC. It's not even the consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch. It is the mobile gaming industry. Like, way more money is made every year through the games, if you call them that, on your smartphones like the iPhone, Android, etc. And Take-Two has just acquired the mobile developer Zynga for nearly $13 billion. Thanks to my friend Carrick over at ACG for sharing that tweet from Seasoned Gaming. So this is the big story right now. Article at IGN. Rockstar parent company wants Zynga to turn its biggest series into mobile games. This does not bode well for any franchise under the Take-Two umbrella. So I guess while Take-Two's not busy suing people for using names like Bully, Rockstar, Civilization, etc. in the names of their companies or products, are going after story mode modders on PC for older GTA titles, I guess they're busy buying up Zynga for nearly $13 billion, specifically a $12.7 billion deal. And this, once again, according to IGN. That is insane how much money has just been spent in this acquisition of Zynga. Now, Zynga is best known, I believe, for Farmville, and they've had a ton of other games that have come out since. That's probably made them a few bucks here or there, and in their own right, they were worth a lot of money. So much so that Take-Two was willing to spend nearly $13 billion on Zynga. So this is crazy how much money has been dropped over this acquisition. See, the opportunity to bring Take-Two's console PC properties to mobile, add new game modes, more money to be made, track record of successful executing mobile game development. So this is basically what it's going to come down to. Product portfolios, highly complementary. Well, maybe. So you got some of these iconic mobile gaming IPs from Zynga that are going to drive free-to-play synchronous cross-platform ambitions from Take-Two. And, 2K underneath it, along with Rockstar Games, Private Division, also Hangar 13. So portfolio of iconic console PC gaming IPs like Borderlands, GTA, the Red Dead franchise, LA Noire, the Mafia franchise, BioShock, Max Payne, Civilization, NBA 2K, and more. Opportunity to bring Take-Two's console PC properties to mobile to add new game modes. Do you all not have phones? I'm sure you heard that one before. So that is the big reason why they are acquiring Zynga. In a Q&A segment with Strauss Zelnick, the head of Take-Two, he expanded on the point with discussion of the benefits of the deal. Yeah, the benefits is more money in your pockets and more money in your investors and everyone else's pockets at the top of Take-Two. And Zynga, apparently. See, quote unquote, perhaps and most importantly, we have the ability with Zynga to both develop and publish out point of view, optimize the creation of new titles. Yeah, right. New titles based on Take-Two's core intellectual properties. We believe we have the best collection of console PC properties in the interactive entertainment business, and the basically needed to entirely unexploit from mobile to free-to-play around the world. Zelnick didn't specify the specific franchises would be considered for mobile development, nor would those take the form of new games or ports. He also called it the early days of the collaboration, so maybe some time before we see the projects announced or released. Even before the Zynga deal, Take-Two's plans were extensive, with the company aiming to dramatically increase the number of its core titles, with 19 games set for release over the next 3 years. I'm sure half of them are probably NBA, like NBA, 2K, 22, 23, 24. It is a very concerning sign that we have this acquisition of Zynga by Take-Two, because Take-Two has acquired other properties over the years, including Rockstar. And you could say that Take-Two has had a negative influence on the development studios that they have acquired over time, including Rockstar Games. And I could just imagine Grand Theft Auto Online on your future iPhone or smartphone as a quote-unquote free-to-play, and other titles as well as like NBA 2K, etc. So you're definitely going to see a lot of quote-unquote free-to-plays from Take-Two coming out. I doubt that they're going to make a brand new GTA game just specifically for mobile. They'll just copy pasta GTA Online over onto the Zynga, and then they'll just make sure that you sell them shark cards via your iPhone and Android. And of course, NBA 2K, and the list goes on and on of properties that could be exploited, used for the free-to-play market. Because, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, tons of money are made every year in the mobile gaming of the gaming industry, way more than PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, or PC. So this acquisition in the long term is good for Take-Two. It's good for the stockholders of Take-Two. It's good for Strauss-Zelnick and all the heads of Take-Two. It's not so good for gamers in general, especially gamers that are more traditional, that aren't really as into mobile gaming, or the quote-unquote free-to-plays. It's not going to help the overall, I guess you could say, the brands of these IPs that are going to be exploited for the free-to-play mobile systems, courtesy of Zynga and Take-Two in the very near future. So that is a very real possibility. It's only going to hurt the studios, including Rockstar, even further, as well as their properties like GTA, Red Dead, etc. If, in fact, Zynga has plans and ambitions, along with Take-Two, to take those IPs from all the other studios within Take-Two and make them, quote-unquote, ports over on your iPhone as well as Android, and make them free to play. Some of them may not be that way. There may be some that you just purchase. It's a straight-up video game you just buy, just like any other video game, through PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, or PC. And you just, because there's, I mean, a lot of those titles are single-player games, but there's a few, like GTA Online, that are multiplayer, that are online, that have been very profitable in their own right. So much so that Rockstar has neglected GTA 6 and has pushed that back. We never know when that's actually going to come out, if it ever does. They may be too busy milking GTA Online for years to come and platforms and generations to come. And at the same time, Red Dead Online has also suffered because of the success of GTA Online. Hashtag save Red Dead Online. So yeah, the Zynga purchase, $12.7 billion by Take-Two. I guess that $53 million that was tossed away from that failed project that Hangar 13 was working on is just a small drop in the bucket compared to the money that Take-Two is making for them to be able to make this $12.7 billion acquisition of Zynga. And you can bet your bottom dollar that they're going to make that $12.7 billion back with Zynga and then some in the years to come. Unfortunately, the IPs are going to suffer as a result. So if you love the GTA franchise or any of the other franchises that are under the Take-Two umbrella, there's a very real possibility that a lot of them are a version of those games, or quote, maybe even like new games, right? Maybe the next GTA game will be on the Droid and on the iPhone, and it'll be quote unquote free to play. Maybe that's the plan for all the IPs for Take-Two going forward. And they may even try to do the same thing and just use the same port on the smartphones for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, as well as PC. More gamers will obviously buy the future games that are going to be coming out through Take-Two and Zynga across all of these development studios, but the quality is probably going to decrease. Even though iPhone and Android smartphones, technology-wise, has come a long ways, it's still not up to the same level as, say, a PS5 or an Xbox Series, or even like a gaming PC. So you're going to see the quality of video games suffer because of this acquisition, specifically under Take-Two. I know they've been suffering already, but it's only going to get worse, I think, because this seems to be the direction that Strauss-Zelnick and Take-Two will be going with a lot of their properties under the Take-Two umbrella. So it wouldn't surprise me if not only we get a milked edition of GTA Online coming to PS5, Xbox Series in March, but they may even be working on a version specifically for smartphones. I mean, they could probably take the original version of GTA Online, which was on the 360 and PS3, and graphically port that over to smartphones and iPhones. It's a very real possibility, and that's just one of many examples of a game that could be twisted and manipulated and used and repurposed for quote-unquote free-to-play via Zynga, smartphones. And don't forget the fact that we already have mobile versions of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition coming out sometime this year. So that is going to happen. So the iPhone and the Android will be getting the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition sooner rather than later, sometime in the spring 2022. And I don't know how the quality of those two are going to be compared to the other versions of the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, but the reality is that version was basically built by Grove Street Games, which is best known for mobile ports. So it's no surprise that Take-Two has been very cozy with studios that are specializing in ports for mobile games, such as Grove Street Games along with Zynga. But what do you think about the acquisition of Zynga by Take-Two for $12.7 billion? Do you think that this is a good strategic deal by Take-Two? Do you think that this is going to be profitable? Do you think that in the end of the day it's going to actually hurt them? Because that is like $13 billion right there that was spent. And do you think that this is going to have a positive or negative effect on all the franchises, IPs that are currently under the Take-Two umbrella, including Rockstar, 2K, Hangar 13, etc.? Your thoughts, your views, and opinions, as always, welcome below in the comments section.